Hey everybody, hope you all doing alright. So remember I was talking about how I can read energy, and I just so I just saw somebody. I think he's a bigger channel who I think it's Sobriety with Steve or something like that. And I'm relatively new to his channel. I've only seen maybe half a dozen of his videos, and he was doing videos where he was showing the effects of waking up as an alcoholic and him shaking and needing to fucking drink to stabilize himself. And I totally get that. I'm not judging him. I think he's on a fucking good track right now, so I'm glad that he's doing well. And he just made a video talking about if you're a young lady who's thinking about drinking tonight and you've had an issue with drinking, that maybe don't. And it was actually a very sweet message that he shared with the world, and he specifically geared towards a young lady. And I felt like it was a particular person that he's talking about. So first of all, like if you are on that good wagon, I totally hope that you continue on that good wagon, and I hope that whatever the fuck's going on with me or anybody, it doesn't get you fucking doesn't trip you up in a way that you go and start drinking. That's the last thing I want. Like I've never heard like I've heard a lot of voices and shit. What I heard earlier felt like it felt like it sounded like her fucking voice in my head, dude. Um, and I've seen her do shit in the past. So like talking about being a part of that service, and I know she's switched sides and this and that. Um, yeah, I've had a lot of issue with trusting people in the past, so this is why, especially with shy, um, especially with a female, I trust like just having somebody to share my heart with is incredible. Is the most important part of a relationship to me. So I've wanted to trust her, and for a very long time. And for a while, I didn't even really trust her, but I was still willing to fucks with it just because I cared so much. And, I was kind of like a little bit too reckless, maybe. And like, oh, well, that was a red flag. Like, if you don't feel like you can trust somebody, what you should do is work on that instead of moving forward. But again, I was foolish. I've done foolish things in my past. And in retrospect, you'd be like, yeah, that would have been a good idea to like really like focus on like, hey, let's build some trust instead of all this crazy shit that ended up happening. It would have been wiser to just sit down and just be like, no, I don't want to move anywhere forward until I figure out what the fuck's going on here, because that's it ain't right, man. Like it has not felt right to me, and um, I definitely could have done things better in the past. And like I said, I think I went along with things, and then I pulled back on things, and it's just the whole thing. I should have been wiser and just like I knew shit was funky, and I didn't step up for it enough. And I was also that last couple weeks in Florida, I was preoccupied with helping out other people on the streets when I probably should have been spending more time talking to her. But part of me was kind of spiteful because she had said she had just like I had just seen evidence of her trying to kill my ass, like trying to hire somebody else to kill me. So part of me was a little bit pissed off at her, but fuck, dude. It's been complicated. It's been fucking messy, and I know I've done wrong, and I have no problem admitting when I've done wrong. Another issue I have with her is that sometimes I feel like she doesn't ever want to, admit to doing things wrong, and it's like I don't want to, And I've had my former friends have been a very similar way. They've had trouble admitting when they've done things wrong, and I don't like that. Especially when it's like it's fucking clear. To me, it's pretty fucking clear that she's done some pretty big. She's crossed some serious fucking lines that she shouldn't have crossed, and it's part like I would like to just like pretend like that doesn't exist and just move forward, but that's not right, dude. Like no, that shit needs to be dealt with. So it's like this thing with Captain Bread. I could have just moved on and pretend like it was fucking under the water, and but like that was an issue. That fucking shit happened, dude. And like I'm just tired of moving on in life, and like that's how like my family. That's how we've done things largely. Is we wait for things to calm down and then we just keep going like nothing happened. And I've never liked that. And you know what else? Most of the time, the problems continue to happen. Thankfully, my parents, my dad calmed down. I shouldn't be talking about it, but things have gotten better. But for a very long time, they didn't. And like the same problems kept on fucking happening. And actually, shit did change, like dramatic stuff. My parents actually got divorced for a while. Um, So stuff did happen, and I think that was a big wake up call. So, anyways, I don't want to get into it anymore, but man, this is why having an open line to communicate is like, if this is gonna work, that's like a necessity, and it's like the longer she doesn't do it, and then she goes and does other things that I've already talked about her. I don't want her to do, but she does it anyways, and then I feel like she doesn't really care about my feelings. But then it's like she's also like playing on my on my sexual side, so then it like part of myself. And when in reality, I just want to fucking talk and figure out what the hell is going on with her, and where her heart is at and how she's doing, and yeah. And then she's afraid because it's going to go into the subject of like stuff in the past and people of my past and what the fuck she's done, and it's like I can feel like she's afraid of that, and it's like, I mean, shit, dude, this is just one of those things I think we just got to get through, and then once we'll get through it, it'll be a lot better, but until we get through it, it's going to kind of suck. And so it's, and I can only do so much. I continue to hold space and like say all. But then she continues to block me, and it's like, and then like this thing has been going on for fucking a long ass time, and so like, how much longer is it gonna take? I mean, it just, I don't know, man. And because I have been blocked by my friends in my past, it's like, but part of me is like that. That's my fault for, or not just blocked, but abandoned and manipulated and taken advantage of, and it's like a lot of that's on me too. Like I was the one who allowed them. I gave them that much access to me. I gave them that. I built up stuff when I knew that it was like, didn't feel right. So that's foolish on my part. Building up something when it didn't feel right. It's like working with materials aren't really the most trustworthy materials. It's unwise, and then the fucking building ends up crumbling after 6 months. It's like, well, shit, that's probably why I didn't feel good about working with that material. Something was off with it. And it's like, yeah, sure enough, what happened with my friends? I had that bad feeling, and shit went funky with them. And, I know I could have done things a little bit better, but in most of those situations, if not all of them, they were really the ones that instigated more wrong in the relationships than me. That's how I feel. Like I was the one fucking sharing and helping and always being there and always listening to them. They were the ones always calling me and wanting shit from me. So, and then they ended up not really giving a fuck about me when I was at my worst. So it's like that shit happened, and I see similar things in her. So I'm not trying to be mean or anything. I'm just sharing as much as I can. So maybe it'll help her know where I'm coming from, which could then help her figure out what the fuck she really wants to do. So I've seen, like I said, I've had these experiences with these former friends of mine, these men, and I'm seeing her do things that are of a similar nature. So it's like, part of my brain's like that's a big red fucking flag. And then I hear this voice, the way she came in, like, I mean, it sounded just like her voice. She's saying things that were like, felt like more of her egotistical, like darker side. Like I felt like that was her energy, dude. Maybe that was that part of her coming through at that time, but that's not the whole, doesn't mean that's the whole part. Like that darker evil part maybe took possession momentarily and came through and did that. Or maybe it's because she is on the good wagon right now and she's doing good, and so fucking, because she's doing good, this demon tried to fucking come and fuck with us, which would fuck with her, and if she's truly trying to connect with me, then that would mean that I fell for that bait, but which might have happened, dude. It might have, and then another part of me continues to get irritated because like I've been saying this for now like over a year, pretty much a yearish, like approximately a year, like just how this situation with her blocking me and what she's trying to do, like it's not good for my psyche. I don't think it's good for hers either. So it's like it puts me in a weird spot because what am I supposed to do? All I can do is either choose to like just sit here and wait for her, or find somebody else. So it's like, so on her part, it's kind of selfish. How would you feel if you were me being treated like that? Just being left without fucking knowing anything at all. Yeah, we're like supposedly to have this potential for this deep connection, and yet this other person and I do feel it, but then she's also like her actions aren't lining up with that feeling, and it's like, okay, I mean, I get it, like it can take time, but time has passed. It's been a minute. It's been more than a minute. It's been fucking multiple minutes, and we're still here, and I don't know. That's why I'm hoping just getting the project done as soon as possible will give her that opportunity. So And it will, and I need to focus on that. I know it's a hard thing, probably especially for her since she ain't the one working on it. For me, it's different because I know it's going to happen because I continue to work on it and I can feel it in my heart. So I'm like, I know this shit's got to happen. And whether it's me or somebody else, like and if not, then that's pretty much it for humanity, man. It's this type of thing in America that it's gonna change. That has the potentiality to change fucking everything, and I think it's what we all fucking need, and I think we all fucking know it too. So who wants to keep paying for a fucking government that keeps fucking them over? It's stupid. Like $4.9 trillion on healthcare. It's retarded, dude. That's so much fucking money to a system that's got us sicker than shit. Hey, Shy, it's okay. And like if that type of funds, like that's what I'm saying. If like the funds got put in the right areas, we have enough funds here collectively to develop, in my opinion, at least get it going, an automated system that could provide products and food and all sorts of shit for the American people to the point to where theoretically there's a possibility where we wouldn't have to work these type of jobs the way we've been working them. Now, with that being said, just handing out stuff, I don't think that's the right way to do shit either. We're here to work. We're here to get shit done. So it's like, what's the next step after a human being has already got the food and the basic necessities taken care of? The next step is to work on the heart, your passion, what you love to do. Shiloh! I don't know what they're doing. So then that's where I came up with the idea a while ago, to where once we get to a point to where we have all the food and the essentials taken care of, the next step is to pay people to do what they love. So if it's making music, as long as it's of a good purpose and a good intent, then pay people. So if it's weightlifting and you got a good heart, pay people to weightlift. If it's writing, pay people to write. If it's playing with dogs and helping dogs out, pay them to do that. Whatever it may be. Hey guys. So I got a little off tangent there, but I hope she's doing okay. And again, more than anything, if you on that good wagon, I hope you stay on that good wagon, girl, because you can do it, and you're fucking amazingly strong and beautiful and powerful. And so, all right, love.